I celebrated Kwanzaa by watching 7 different films that depicted the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Green coffee. Fences. This really is a great story. Nothing about it is happy, but it's as real as life was in the 50s as it is today. It is ecclesiastical in its portrayal of life. Life is vain. That is, all we can do is make the best out of it. Habari gani? Umoja. Umoja means to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. I chose this movie because of its portrayal of family. It's not a happy story, but it portrays the reality of what it means to be a family. Number 1, there is the individual, the husband, the wife, the child. Each individual has trauma to deal with. Each individual struggles to be seen, to be heard, to be appreciated. Each individual seeks to find their way, and they settle. However, there is danger that the individual settles under someone else's shadow, especially when the alpha shadow eclipses hope and joy. To have unity in a family, the individual must not be snuffed out to maintain peace. The individual must be appreciated and encouraged to flourish in the good things that make them who they are. Number 2, there is the marriage. Marriage is hard work. It is complicated. It is mundane. A marriage can enter temptation from outside forces at any time, no matter how many years of faithfulness. Outside forces can promise the excitement that seems to be lacking. Thus, it is important for a husband and wife to put forth effort in maintaining a healthy relationship, to grow together, to support each other, and continually commit themselves to each other. Number 3, there is the raising of the next generation. Parents can only give the best that is in them. For parents struggling with their own trauma, it can be challenging. A child needs to feel loved, but what if the parent never learned to love? The best thing parents can do for their children is deal with their own trauma and learn to be better. Don't settle for what my parents did or better than how I was raised. Seek to set your kids up for unimaginable success built on a foundation of unconditional love. Barry. This is a story of Barack Obama's first semester living in New York. It is the time in which he attempts to discover who he is as a mixed man of color. In the end, he settles on the idea that what he is an American. We are left knowing that this is but the beginning of his self-discovery as he defines himself and names or accepts himself. Habari gani? Kujichagulia. Kujichagulia means self-determination, to define ourselves, name ourselves, create ourselves, and speak for ourselves. I chose this movie because it's about self-discovery. It takes us from how Obama moved from being Barry to the acceptance of his name, Barack. We all go through a period of self-discovery, the period in which we find our identity. For some, we accept the identity we are given by our community. For some, it's refusing to be defined by one's community and breaking free. For others, it's belonging to no community and having to self-identify while finding acceptance. At the end of the day, we have the power to create ourselves. Regardless of our history, genetics, societal expectations, we can create our future and hopefully make a better world for ourselves and others. Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. This movie is about Nelson Mandela's lifelong fight for freedom and equality in South Africa. It follows him from his fight in the courtroom to his fight in the streets, to his fight in prison, to his fight in politics. The story of Mandela is so deep that this movie couldn't even scratch the surface. Habari gani? Ujima. Ujima means collective work and responsibility. It is to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together. I chose this movie because Mandela is one of the world's greatest examples of what Ujima means. Mandela had to embrace the role of forgiveness because any other route would have destroyed his people, the oppressed. Forgiveness was the surest way to ensure a lasting stability. Although Mandela was not made a martyr, he did sacrifice his life for his community. He took on the problems of his people and sought to find solutions that embraced peace. What is it that we can do for our community? What problems can we solve to make the world a better place for the next generation?